Yo, this is Steve Bloom, and you're watching Moana Nui Podcast. We'll be starting soon. Don't go anywhere.
Just
Hello,
morph out of the back, huh?
Yes.
Hello, hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Dana.
Dana, nice to meet you. I'm
Yes.
Caleb.
Nice to meet you. Have a seat right there.
Of course.
We have to have you the official entrance, just like Steve did, and AJ,
Sure.
all
Yeah.
that.
Of course. What's
So,
the publication, the website, the
well,
channel?
I'm with Moana Nui, but I'm also a staff member of MomoCon. So
Dope,
this
cool.
is also for MomoCon too.
Awesome.
So I'm kind of doing both things at the same time.
Yeah, wearing multiple hats. If there's
Exactly.
anything I know about anyone who works at MomoCon is that they wear about 3 to 4 hats.
Exactly.
So that's perfectly fine. That's
Well, welcome. I'm excited that you're being a guest
I'm
here.
happy to be here.
I remember first seeing you at MomoCon when you were on stage
Yeah.
performing
Yeah.
for a contest that they have every year.
Yeah.
So it was just like when I saw you on the name, and I was like, why does that name look familiar? And I looked you up, and I'm like, I know him. him.
Yeah. No, I've been coming for several years now. And it's
Yeah.
always great. And the first year I came as a guest judge and got to sing on stage was really special. It was cool for me because I came to MomoCon my first time in 2011, just as a attendee, and I came every year, and so a chance to actually be more than that was really cool. And so it's been a great relationship with MomoCon ever since, and one that I hope continues for years to come because it's amazing. It's really a family atmosphere here.
Exactly. Well, of course, for those that are not familiar with you, you're well known for your covers of songs from various series and movies on your YouTube. How did you get into singing covers and posting them onto YouTube?
Yeah, well, so posting things on YouTube, I think a lot of YouTube creators or Twitch streamers or whomever would say it's kind of by accident. And that's true. It's not nowadays, actually, in the past decade, there have been individuals who make strides like, I'm going to be this thing. I'm going to be a creator on YouTube. I'm going to be a creator on TikTok. I'm going to stream on Twitch. Usually it's something that, at least for my time, back in the late 2000s, you did for fun. It was a thing you did for fun. And then it started getting traction and people started watching more and more. And then you realize I have an audience, so I want to please an audience. I'm a performer at heart. So I just started doing it more and more often. More people came out. I was able to open a Patreon and make a little bit of money. Then we figured out how advertising works on YouTube and Google AdSense and things like that. Got with an MCN, figured out how contracts work, and then was able to outpace the bills that I was accruing. And was able to quit my job and do this for full time, and I haven't stopped since. So it was just for fun initially. That's pretty much all it was. I love singing, I still do. And it just happened to thankfully become a career. So that's how it started.
Awesome. Well, you also performed the song "Hero," the song that played as Ironwood fought Watts in the Ruby episode "Gravity" on Volume 7.
Yeah.
That was so amazing.
Thank you.
How did that opportunity happen?
Well, as you stated, I cover a lot of different properties and things like that. So I covered a lot of songs from Ruby, RWBY, just because it was a very popular property. The music was metal. It fit with my vocal range and my style. So it was a natural fit. So I covered a lot of it. It got the attention of several other people who do the music for Ruby. And I got some emails. And then after exchanging emails in a waiting period, came time where Jeff, the composer, was like, hey, I got a song for you. Do you think you can do it? It's a pretty quick turnaround. So in December of 2020, or was it 2019? I think it was 2019. It was we had to crank it out pretty quickly to make it work. So that's how it came about. I covered Ruby, and thankfully they saw it and thought it was really good and would fit with the series. So that's how it came about. I was noticed by the team. It was awesome.
Oh, that is so awesome to hear. Also, for those that don't know you, you're this amazing triple threat. You're a songwriter, you're a singer, and a voice actor.
That's cool.
Did you Did you get to help write Hero for Ruby, or did they just present that song to you?
With Hero and Ruby, one, Jeff Williams is a phenomenal composer.
Yes.
And he's actually a great vocalist too.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like an old school metalhead because we had a 3-hour conversation, and he is just like what's the word, like salt of the earth kind of individual. And it was really fun chatting with him. So when it came to Hero, it was a fully formed idea that he had. So he came with me with melody lines, guide tracks, an understanding. He gave me room for interpretation and things I wanted to do, especially in the first section where of the song there's no percussion, it's just orchestral. He left that up to my discretion. And it sounds really pretty. It's really beautiful. And it was cool though, because he did give me a lot of room for creative interpretation of vocally how I was going to sing the song, but also I feel like he wanted me for a reason, and I'm pretty sure that reason is kind of how I sang the covers from Ruby. So I just leaned into how I sang the covers, and I was like, I think that's probably what he's looking for. I don't need to think too hard about it. Just go with instinct at that point, because I feel like I was very familiar with Ruby music. I'm just now, instead of a cover, I'm singing an original song for it. So in that regard, it was a formed idea, but he did give me some freedom to craft around it. So it was super cool.
Nice. Hopefully that will open up another opportunity for you to write something for the series and perform it.
That would be very trippy. If Jeff came to me like that, I'd freak out a little bit, and then I would need to get writing and figuring things out pretty quickly. Okay. So but there's a great team that works on the music for Ruby, and they're really fleshed out. And I'm excited for their future too.
Yeah.
And however they want me to be a part of it, I'll be happy to be a part of it.
You know, it's always taking up another level so Ruby, the team from Ruby, if you're hearing this, go ahead, recruit him, and just take that music team to the next level. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. Okay. Now, where can we hear some of your songwriting out there?
Yeah, my songwriting is sort of burgeoning, is the word I will use. It's still in its infancy. I have been writing a lot of original music with my buddy Jonathan Young, who's another guy I work with a lot on YouTube. And that's being worked on right now currently. We're on Twitch. We stream on Twitch together a lot, on my Twitch channel, Caleb Hyles Music, and on his Twitch channel, Jonathan Y Music.
Okay.
Every now and then, at least once every week or so, we'll hop on and talk, and we'll spitball, and we'll craft songs from the ground up.
Oh, wow.
I was there in late October, and I was with him in San Diego, and we had 4 streams in a row, and it was like 5 to 8 hour marathons of just writing day to day to day. And it was really, really cool, but we came up with some really, really great music. We have an EP in the works, an original EP for me in the works. I did write my own album, full 12-song album that's coming out early next year. So it's completed. It's done. I wrote the whole thing, worked with amazing people that I've been able to come to know, and some brand new people over a career on YouTube. But I've kept a lot of that close to the chest, one, because I'm like, I as a songwriter, as a brand new songwriter, I don't want to just assume everybody's really interested in my original stuff because they came to hear me sing covers. So I've kept a lot of it close to the chest in an attempt to try and have like a release that's really special and big and surprising.
Yeah.
The songwriting's coming along. It's already finished an album, working on an EP that's really close to being done. And there's even more on the way. So that's sort of the next step from the music perspective, is becoming a singer-songwriter.
Okay.
And making that a big part of what I do online. So, yeah.
Awesome. So we are definitely looking forward to hearing the announcement when the EP is officially out there, and where we can hear it and pick it up and definitely support.
Yeah, it's not gonna be easy to miss. If you go to any Caleb Hyles channel, you will see about it. Like I'm all in on marketing of it and promoting it when it's time. So don't worry. If you just go to my YouTube or Twitter or Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all those things, it'll be there.
Awesome. Now, of course, like I mentioned earlier, you are also a voice actor. So what led you into getting into voice acting, and then also where can we hear you voice acting?
Sure. Well, voice acting is the thing I've wanted to do for years. I wanted to do voice acting professionally before the music thing on YouTube ever became a thing. So I was with a bunch of people in 2011, 2012 who were amateurs trying to work up and get better and hone our skills and craft. But then YouTube took off for me. So I leaned into that and kind of put voice acting off to the side. And only until this past year, 2021, have I actually really pursued opportunities for voice acting. And so there's several, like 5 projects going on right now that are currently active that I'm in and a part of. And they're really, really exciting. And they've stretched me vocally. And I'm very, very excited for when those projects come out. Because so when they say, can you hear it right now? Not quite, but they're really cool coming along, and I'm hoping that it can be sort of a launch pad for me to continue to grow that side of my career, because I just hadn't taken the time to. So I've decided instead of managing my time, I'm just going to manifest more time to do things. I don't know if there's a magic I can do with that one, but that's what I'm trying to do, because I'm still doing the songwriting stuff, but I'm like, I'll just create more time in the day, because that's something one can do.
Awesome.
Not really, but.
Oh, did you have a question?
No.
Or anything? Okay. Well, awesome. I'm
Sure.
very excited to hear about all these opportunities coming. So it looks like 2022 is going to be a very magical year.
I hope so. That'd be great. Busy for sure. At the very least, busy.
Yeah, I'm going to take the hope so out of, because that's something I've learned. Don't put the negative into stuff, because that manifests when you put it out there. We're going to say 2022 is going to be a magical and phenomenal year for Caleb.
It will be. It will be.
Exactly. It's going to happen.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
it. So everybody, please definitely be to follow Caleb on his social media, so you can keep updated about his music. If you're not familiar with his music, you can hear some of his covers and everything online and all that. And can you tell them how they get, for those that don't follow you,
sure.
how they can find you on all of the platforms you are on?
Absolutely. You never stop promoting. You never stop finding a new audience. Never. Just look up my name, Caleb Hyles, CalebHyles on YouTube or Twitter, wherever you are. YouTube is the best place to hear my stuff, see what I'm all about. If you're on Spotify, Caleb Hyles as well. If you're looking for just the music, not the face and the art and all that other stuff. But yeah, that's where you can find my stuff. I constantly update. I mean, I'm a very active channel, still active after professionally 7 years of doing it. So please follow. I would really appreciate that. And you'll probably find something you like. If you're a nerd and you like music, you'll find something you like. I promise.
Awesome. So we definitely look forward to hearing when the official release of the album is. And then when you can talk about the projects you're voice acting.
Oh, trust me.
We can look out.
I will talk all about them when the time comes. I really will. I'm so excited.
We're hoping by MomoCon in May, we'll have you back, and then you can tell everybody a little bit more by the time May comes around, because a lot can happen in 5 years. 5 months.
Yeah, a lot can happen in 5 months. Yeah, 5 years, right?
Hey, the pandemic makes months feel like years now.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. My goodness. But thank you for having me.
Well, thank you, Caleb. We thank you for your time to talk to the MomoCon audience, along with the Moana Nui Podcast audience.
Yes.
And we look forward to seeing you at MomoCon in May also.
I'm excited to be there.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. We look forward to our next guest coming later on this afternoon. Bye, everyone.
Peace out. Y'all be good. Go eat some food or something.
I know.
Get some water.
Hydrate.
Yes.
Hydrate. Yes. The one.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then, when they annexed Hawaii and called it cedar lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves the Republic in 1994. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will. So if we put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course. Cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.
I'm Steve Bloom. I've been a voice actor for more than 30 years, playing characters like Wolverine, Starscream, Tank Dempsey from Call of Duty.
With Bloomfox Studios, I've learned so much about myself.
Learning to breathe, to no fear, to getting ugly in front of the mic.
One of the biggest changes I've noticed, at least for me, is how much my confidence level has gone up.
Done an Eastern European video game, an e-commerce commercial, a documentary. If you're thinking about getting into voiceover, just do it. Jump in.